Hi everyone. Welcome all MME Level 2 students to the course Manufacturing Process. This course is divided into 4 modules. Module 1 consists of Introduction to Manufacturing Process, Fundamentals of Metal Casting and Metal Casting Processes, various metal casting processes. We are using several products in our day-to-day life. Have you ever think about how these products are made? For example, you are using car. How these cars are made? We are using pen for writing. How these pens are made? So several products in your day-to-day life, like jewelry items, pipe fittings, tanks, household items, how these items or products are made? These products are made by manufacturing process. So our course is aiming to study various manufacturing processes, how these processes are used for producing various items or products in our day-to-day life, how car engines are produced, how the suspensions are produced, how airplanes are made, how pressure vessels are produced, etc. So week 1 material, we will have 2 videos. I'm going to discuss on our first video, which is Introduction to Manufacturing Process. How this manufacturing, this word is generated. Manus means hand, factors means make, made by hand, and it was developed in 1567 AD. Now, the most modern manufacturing operations are not by hand, but by automated machines supervised by human workers. So, most modern automated equipments are used for producing various products. Mainly in manufacturing operation, we have 3 components you can see here. Starting material, manufacturing process, and then you can see the final finished product. So any application or a process which changes the shape and size and which changes the property, that process we call it as manufacturing process. So manufacturing process is a process by which we change the geometry and shape of a product, or we change the property, specific property of a particular product. Manufacturing also involves assembly. When we assemble 2 parts together, that also we can term it as a manufacturing process. So a starting material, through manufacturing process, we get a final finished product. For example, here, this is a starting material, which we call it as a raw material. This raw material is converted into final finished product using manufacturing process. It can be a material removal, casting, or whatever it is. We use tools for it, and then we use power and labor. Labor means human factors also involved in manufacturing process. So starting from the raw material till the final finished product, we get the final finished product by manufacturing process, and there are several elements involved in manufacturing process such as labor, power, machinery, tools, etc. Now, transformation of material into items with greater value. This is done by manufacturing process. So final finished product will have added value. So the incoming starting material or raw material is converted into final finished product by using manufacturing process. So we are adding value to a product or to an item to produce a final finished product. There are two types of industries in general: primary industries and secondary industries. Primary industries are industries that deals with exploration of natural resources like farming and mining, gold mining or iron, production of iron from the ores, etc. This is related to primary industries, farming. Then secondary industry, manufacturing basically deals with secondary industries. In manufacturing, basically they use the primary industries, the outputs of the primary industries. For example, iron produced from iron industries. Those iron are used by the manufacturing industries to produce nuts and bolts, cars, airplanes, pipes, tanks, etc. The iron is produced from primary industry, and this iron is basically converted into a particular product by secondary industry using manufacturing process. Tertiary industries are generally related to service sectors. Whenever we talk about manufacturing process, we need to talk about triple M. M, M, M. First, M, men, machines, and materials. We need materials to produce products. We need machines to convert the shape and size or properties of the products. We need men to supervise or to produce a product. So this triple M are the integral parts of a manufacturing process. Materials, whenever we talk about materials, there are mainly four categories of materials or raw materials, we can say: metals, ceramics, polymers, and composites. Definitely their chemistries are different depending on the specific application, depending on the strength required, depending on the properties required, depending on the manufacturing process. We select either metal, ceramics, polymer, or composite for a specific product. Definitely their properties are different. Hence, definitely the manufacturing process to produce a product also will be different. Now, when we talk about metals, usually we use alloys for producing a product. There are two types of metals: ferrous metals and non-ferrous metals. Ferrous metals consist of iron. 75% of metal tonnage in the world is based on iron or ferrous metal. Most commonly we use steel, which consists of iron and carbon alloy, 0.02 to 2.2% carbon. Then cast iron, which is basically 2.3% to 4.5% carbon, which is much harder than steel. The hardest form of iron, we can say that it's cast iron. Then we have non-ferrous metals, which doesn't have any iron in it. Examples are aluminum, copper, magnesium, nickel, silver, etc. Strength is less whenever we talk about this. Now, ceramics. Compounds containing metallic and non-metallic elements are called ceramics. Normally, oxygen, nitrogen are non-metallic elements. We have crystalline ceramics, includes such as clay, hydrous aluminum silicates, or alumina, Al2O3. These are crystalline ceramics or glasses. The glasses are made by silica, silicon dioxide. So these consist of a metal as well as a non-metallic compound. Generally, ceramics are applied whenever we require very high temperatures. It is highly heat resistant. Polymers. These are made by structural units called MERS. Atoms share electrons to form very large molecules. Thermoplastic polymers that can be subjected to multiple heatings without changing its structure. Thermosetting polymers, they chemically transform into rigid structure. That means they cannot be heated. Elastomers show significant elastic behavior. So plastic compounds in our day-to-day life, many plastic compounds we are using, lightweight, etc. Strength is also good. So these are called polymers. Now, composite, nowadays, material science mainly focused on composite, because composite material is a combination of a metal or a ceramic metal or a polymer The advantage of this is we can improve the strength to weight ratio. Strength is more and weight is less. So mainly this composite material, you could find it in airplanes or ships, wherever the weight is critical or important, rocketry applications, space applications, wherever we have space applications are there, or strength to weight ratio is important, we go for a composite, which is a combination of metal and polymer, or polymer and ceramics, or metal and ceramics. It's a combination of two phases, two materials, we can say. So these are most widely used composite materials we have spoken. Now we come to manufacturing process. Basically, there are two types of manufacturing process. The first one is a processing operation. Change the shape and size. Change the shape and size of the material. Change the property of the material. Change the finishing of the surface. These are called processing operations. Geometry, appearance, and properties. Processing operation. Then we come to assembly operations. When we make several products, assemble, connect them together, we call it as assembly operations. Joining, metal joining processes. So in manufacturing, processes are divided mainly into two: processing operations. We change the shape and size. We will have solidification or casting. We will have particulate processing, deformation, changing the shape. Material, by removing material, we can change the shape. Then manufacturing, by increasing the property like heat treatment. Then surface improving like cleaning, surface coatings, etc. We will also have assembly operations, metal joining. It can have a permanent joint. We can have a permanent joining. We can have a mechanical fastening. Permanent joining means welding process, brazing process, adhesive bonding, etc. Mechanical fastening means by using nuts and bolts or permanent fastening methods. These are basically the classification of manufacturing process. Whenever we talk about processing operations, changing the shape, size, properties, surface finish. Solidification, we change metal into liquid form and pour the metal into a cavity to form or to produce a shape. We call the process is called as casting. We call the process is termed as solidification process. Particulate processing means starting material consists of powders, which is called powder manufacturing. Here the powder is converted into metallic powder, is converted into a particular shape and size. Deformation process, we change the shape and size of a product, bulk deformation or sheet metal working, etc. We change the shape and size of the incoming product to produce a final finished product by changing the shape and size. Material removal process, we remove certain material to produce final product. These are shaping processes. Then surface finishing, basically cleaning, some surface treatment using sandblasting, which involves diffusion. We produce certain surface quality using these processes. We apply certain coating to improve the appearance or to improve the surface finishing characteristics. So these are called surface processing operations. Then we have the second category, assembly operation. We have two parts, joining operation. Basically, joining means we join two parts together by permanent joining like welding, brazing, soldering, etc. We join them by threaded fasteners, by nuts and bolts, screws and bolts, etc. So by using nut and bolt, these are temporary. We can disassemble, we can dismantle the part at any time. But whenever we go for a permanent joint like a welding, etc., dismantling will be difficult. Now we talk about production quantity. How many quantities can be produced by a company? It depends on the type of company. We have three categories: low production companies, medium production companies, and mass production companies. The quantity, how much quantity of product can be produced, it depends on the type. So low production or job order, low production companies, normally they produce less than 100 units annually. For example, aircraft aircraft industries. They produce less number of products annually. So labor force should be highly skilled, and the products are normally very complicated. Job shop makes low quantities. Now medium, normally 100 to 1000 products. They are produced in batches. Workers organized to process parts without setups between different part silos. Then we come to mass production. More than 10,000 products are produced, very high demand. Mass production means we will have very high demand. Normally, mass production of single parts on a single machine or small number of machines. Equipment is dedicated full time to the production of one part or product type. This is all about mass production. So different manufacturing, this is material removal process. You can see metal chips fly in a high-speed turning operation. This is a shaping process. It's a material removal process in a CNC turning center. And here you can see the welders are welding two pipes together. It's a metal joining process. So we have mainly in manufacturing shaping operation and metal joining operation. So we will continue with the part 2 in the next video. Thank you very much.